What's up, everybody? My name is OMG WTF. Hello, LFTW BRB, and welcome to the week of WWE versus TEW. Had a little bit of a cough there as soon as I tried to say it. I know we already had Monday Night Raw, but I recorded Raw a couple days back, so this is kind of like my first official episode that I'm recording during the week of the WWE versus TEW series. If you aren't aware of what this is going to be, well, are you in for a treat? Because, well, I hope you like a lot of uploads. We are really behind on the WWE versus TEW series. This is like the final Smackdown of August. We're in September, almost done with September. Hell in a Cell's already happened. We've missed the pay-per-view, for Christ's sakes. We are behind, and to pretty much catch up as fast as I can, I'm going to be uploading a week worth of WWE every single day until we're caught up. So today, you're going to see Monday Night Raw, you're going to see Smackdown, you're going to see 205 Live, but you won't see NXT because, well, Pete Dunne wasn't under contract yet, and, well, he's in the main event of NXT, so, or at least this past week's of NXT, so you won't see NXT at least for the first 2 episodes, or 2 days, because of Pete Dunne mostly. But yeah, every day starting today there will be at least 3 videos of the WWE versus TEW series, of course that being Raw, Smackdown, and 205 Live. And probably starting Wednesday will be NXT starting up, so we'll have 4. Plus we got the Mae Young Classic going in here as well. Hell in a Cell. We're catching up, guys. We are catching up. It is happening. So let's stop wasting time. Let's jump in on this episode of SmackDown. I'm not going to quote what date it is because I don't remember what date it is. But main event of the night, SmackDown Women's Championship is on the line as Carmella will take on champion Charlotte Flair. Let's run this bish. Alright, 69 C+ rating to start off the night. By the way, I did go back in and I edited every superstar's popularity for Canada. In fact, I edited every superstar's popularity for every country in this game. It is the same popularity as it is in America. Yeah, it might be cheating. Who cares? I don't care. It's the easiest way around it. We're just going to set it all as the same popularity, and we won't have to deal with any other problems. From here on out, I think I'm good. I think I won't have to edit a damn thing anymore. Why weren't there people following scripts? Hold up. We just started this episode. No. You guys need to... By the way, yes, I haven't downloaded the newest version of TEW. Please, nobody comment that below. I know. I'm just very lazy. No, why was there no scripts in that opening angle? Before we start this off, that makes no sense. Why was there no scripts? What? You're lying to me, game. They have... King Booker! King Booker! What are you doing, man? You can't just decide, oh, I'm not going to read up a script, dog. Shucky ducky, quack quack, fucking A. Nonetheless, 73 B-, that's better. 73 B-. We open up the night with the New Day, the 5-time WWE Tag Team Champions. Although I would put a little bit of an asterisk there. Because yes, King Booker is the 5-time WCW World Champion. That's just one championship. Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, and Big E, you can't combine the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Championships. They don't count. So even though this whole segment is about King Booker knighting or welcoming, I don't know what you want to phrase it as, but pretty much welcoming the New Day, Xavier Woods. I don't even remember what he called them. He gave them all special nicknames except for Big E, which kind of led to a little bit of a argument back and forth between Big E and King Booker. But with that being said, King Booker does indeed welcome the New Day to the 5-time club, even though if you ask me, that's not true. There's an asterisk next to that. Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, and Big E are not 5-time SmackDown Tag Team Champions, and they certainly aren't 5-time Raw Tag Team Champions, so I don't know what championship they're talking about, but you messed up. You done messed up, and I'm going to let it slide. But you messed up. And I caught you. So nonetheless, King Booker welcomes the New Day into the 5-time club. Helps the show out by getting it off to a strong start. Crowd was hot. No worker improvements. And King Booker even getting an appearance. Good for him. I almost met Booker T, but of course, I don't want to try to badmouth him. But him being the bigger star probably was just kind of ready to get out of there while his brother Stevie Ray was more open to taking pictures and shaking hands. So I definitely got a picture with Stevie Ray, which is awesome because I'm Stevie Ray, he's Stevie Ray. It worked out. Who cares? 61, solid C rating here as we hype up what we're going to be seeing tonight. AJ Styles, Brie and Daniel Bryan, and a women's championship match, Carmella versus Charlotte Flair, all tonight. Come on, you know I pressed... Okay, I was going to say, you know I pressed the button. 55, C- rating here. We have our first of two, I guess, number one contendership matches. I guess it's not really a number one contendership match. Pretty much whoever wins this match will face the winner of next week's triple threat tag match, and whoever wins that match will face the New Day at the pay-per-view. That's where this is going. 55, C-, and about that head, decent wrestling, not much Wayne heat. The Bar, of course, Sheamus and Cesaro go over the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, and the Colognes making a rare appearance on SmackDown. Might be their only appearance that they'll have all year. Primo and Epico Cologne. A lot of people don't even remember that they work there. I remember, though. Does anyone remember, what was it, Team PTZ or something like that? Or something like that, PZ. It was Zack Ryder and Primo Cologne. It was a weird team that they tried to get going over Zack Ryder's YouTube page. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little tired, so I might be rambling here, but whatever. Who cares, right? It's this episode's from how long ago? And if any, if you're looking at the 205 video, that I uploaded not too long ago, you can tell that this is probably not going to be the most popular series, or popular upload, so I don't care. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Nonetheless, 11 minutes, 13 seconds later, Cesaro goes ahead and goes over Luke Gallows with the neutralizer. I think Sheamus and Cesaro worked together, but again, it's been a while here. I can't remember everything that happened. Gallows and Anderson, of course, have great chemistry, as do the Colognes, so unfortunately, only the Bar don't have good chemistry. The New Day was on commentary for this match, so, kind of like they did a couple weeks back. They had their own color commentary table. They were technically... Excuse me? What? McAfee! You have all day to do this, yet you choose to... The fucking audacity of McAfee to interrupt me like that. Nonetheless, New Day was on commentary for this match. They were pretty weak. Deserve better announcing, but whatever. That's not my fault, that's WWE's fault. Cesaro with an in-ring performance of a 62, Sheamus with a 65, Carl Anderson with a 67, he was the best of the match so far. Gallows with a 56, Epico Cologne with a 47, and Primo with the worst performance of the match of a 45. Good for Carl Anderson. Any worker improvements? Anderson's improving in performance, so he's getting even better. WWE, if you're watching this video, push Carl Anderson. Push him to the moon, guys. He's getting better. As I was going to mention before McAfee interrupted me, though, technically the New Day was going back and forth with our normal SmackDown commentators, Tom Phillips, Corey Graves, and Byron Saxton, but there's no way for me to make it so WWE has to suffer here. They want to make New Day commentate part of the match, even though I guess technically SmackDown's commentary team did do majority of it probably. That's just what we're going with. So the Bar will face whoever wins next week. And speaking of next week, we get to a 53 C- rating here as we have a freestyle segment, of course, where Rusev Day is revealed to be added into the tag team title hunt. Paige goes ahead and I guess a request was made for them to, pretty much be put into the hunt. And next week they will join Sanity, which this is kind of the benefit of, being a little behind. I know next week it'll be Killian Dane and Eric Young, so I didn't have room to fit Alexander Wolf, so that's why he's not here. Sanity and the Usos will, of course, take on Rusev Day, and whoever wins that match will face the Bar for the number one contendership. Of course, I'm feeling it's going to be Rusev Day. I haven't seen anything. I've tried my best to avoid as much spoilers as I can. The only thing I really know is that Brock Lesnar interfered in the Braun Strowman-Roman Reigns match, and that's really about it. Although, I do know that Aiden has gone to a probably turn on Rusev. At least that's what it looks like. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it's what I'm thinking is happening, or has happened. But, a little bit of a spoiler there. So I have gone ahead and started teasing both Rusev and Lana, because if Aiden does end up turning, then, well, I'll have to turn them as well. But anyway, Rusev Day is added to the pretty much the tag title hunt, courtesy of Aiden English. Rusev thought it was Lana at first, but it was Aiden. Rusev is excited, and there you have it. Rusev Day is in the hunt now. 56 C- rating here as we get a recap of what Becky Lynch had to say about Charlotte from last week's Smackdown. Whatever that was, I don't remember. Woohoo! And then we have this week's episode of John Cena and Friends Part 1. Of course, this was supposed to be the sequel to the Ric Flair episode, but Ric Flair is in the Merry Times. I made the mistake of thinking that the arena that we were in the Merry Times was the arena that we were in on Monday Night Raw. It was not. That was my mistake, so I have gone ahead and fixed that, but I didn't fix Ric Flair, so Flair wasn't available tonight. I didn't care. I figured, you know what, let's go with the original plan, and we're going to make a 3-part episode of John Cena and Friends with Mr. Stone Cold Steve Austin here. And this first episode is pretty much kind of tying off of the other one. I'd imagine Ric Flair got drunk in a bar and left John Cena there while he went out to party, so Cena, kind of being a little bit of a wimp, not sure what to do, like, I don't know where to go, man. Runs into a very angry and drunk Stone Cold Steve Austin, and they have words. Cena tries to apologize, but the Texas Rattlesnake's not having it, and we're about to have ourselves a brawl before the end of this episode. Who's going to win the bar brawl between Stone Cold and John Cena? Find out next week on Monday Night Raw. Or tomorrow. Austin apparently invented a new catchphrase. I guess that's cool. And he's learning to show more charisma. Look at you, Stone Cold. Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? 58 C- as the women's championship match is hyped. Of course, Charlotte versus Becky Lynch. Charlotte versus Carmella. And then Jeff Hardy stares at the camera as he is up next, apparently. Jeff Hardy being weird. 77 solid B. Wow, this was a great angle. Well, not really a great angle, but great for WWE versus TEW standards. 77 solid B rating here as Jeff Hardy comes out and talks about how he has found himself thanks to Randy Orton. And, Randy Orton has, pretty much awoken the old Jeff Hardy. Orton comes out. This is the Jeff Hardy that he wants to destroy, pretty much. They go back and forth. Hardy pretty much states we're going to fight at Hell in a Cell, and it's going to be in Hell in a Cell. Orton's kind of caught up. God, I have hiccups all of a sudden. Orton's kind of caught off guard, and that's all I can really remember from this. So Jeff Hardy is literally trying to kill himself, because I remember that Hardy documentary, and I remember him saying, well, we've never been in a Hell in a Cell, and man, I'd really like to do a swanton off it. Maybe it wasn't that one, but it was something. Maybe it was like a table for 3 or something. But Jeff Hardy, I don't know what his spot was, but please don't do a swanton bomb off the top of that Hell in a Cell. Please don't do it. Just don't do it, as it's already happened. But yeah, these two are going to be fighting in Hell in a Cell, and I'm sure that match is going to be great. I'm sure it's going to be a good one. I imagine that Orton's been in plenty of Hell in a Cells. Hardy is just great in gimmick matches. It's going to be good, I feel. It's going to be a good Hell in a Cell. Definitely one to remember. Hopefully I'm not wrong. Angle got the crowd hotter as well, so there you have that. Apparently I didn't press the button. I don't believe you, but that's fine. 53 C- rating here as we have a bit of a Carmella promo on Charlotte and Becky Lynch. She's eventually interrupted by R-Truth, who is on the hunt. I don't really remember what he's on the hunt for, but I feel like it has something to do with Carmella and wanting to fight her pretty much, because he'll get if he pins Carmella, then he gets a championship match. I think Ty tried to explain it to him. I could be mixing this angle up from another week, though. They tie in with each other. See what I did there? Anyway, I went ahead and started a storyline between Carmella and R-Truth, because I guess that's something that's going on, but I doubt they're going to fight, but something, I guess. 53 C- there for that. Probably should have started that R-Truth Carmella storyline a little while back, since it's been happening for a couple weeks now, but How am I supposed to know? That's the other benefit about doing these a couple, days, maybe weeks behind, is that I get to see what they do beforehand and prepare myself. 57 C- rating here, as the Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella versus Miz and Maurice match is hyped for Hell in a Cell. And then a 42 solid D rating here, as the Iconics come out. They cut a brief little promo on Naomi before, saying their catchphrase about how Billie Kay is, clairvoyant or something, and she can see the future and how she's going to beat Naomi and how the future is iconic. Stuff like that. Billie Kay, not suited to her gimmick. Might have to change that. Apparently I've got a lot of gimmicks I should change. We'll take a look at it, but if it's the right gimmick, it's the right gimmick. I'm not going to change it. Might be the impressionist? I don't know. Anyway, we jump into... Wow, this match sucked. We jump into our next matchup here. 32 E+ rating. Good lord. And a terrible matchup. Billie Kay goes over Naomi in 1:45 seconds with the boyfriend stealer. Not sure what that is. Following interference from Peyton Royce. Of course, Kay not suited to her gimmick. We already know that. Peyton Royce doing some good work ringside. Oh, here's the unfortunate thing. Naomi and Billie Kay don't seem to click, and it made for an awkward bout. Well, I'm sure that didn't help matters. Did cool the crowd. Naomi had an in-ring performance of a 36. Billie Kay with a 29. So, quite honestly, with their in-ring performances, that's probably where you would about expect that. It did lose heat for this Iconics Naomi feud, but who cares? Naomi, surprisingly, is improving, though. She's improving in her Rumble and flying. Not sure how, but okay. 72 B-, as we hype up Samoa Joe taking on AJ Styles for the WWE Championship at Hell in a Cell. And then we get to a 62 solid C rating here, as Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella come out and they cut a promo on Miz and Maurice. Bryan talking about his wife, punching the Miz in the face and how it was hot, and how she's got the strongest punch in the WWE, stuff like that. They really just put over themselves and are just cutting a pretty generic promo on Miz and Maurice here, until, of course, they are interrupted by Andrade, Cien Almas, and Selena Vega, who have a challenge for Daniel Bryan. Andrade's pretty much trying to make his name, and he wants to make his name off of Daniel Bryan. Bryan's always down for a fight, so he can't, of course, make matches because he's not a general manager anymore, but he used to do this thing back in the day, and he kind of cues for Cage. I'm a machine. Oh, hold on. I got to do that in Paige's voice because I mixed their names up. I'm a machine. I'm a machine. I'm Paige, and I'm a machine. That's very annoying. Anyway, Paige eventually does come out because she has to run in heels. She goes ahead and makes the match, and there you have it. Bryan and Andrade. I will admit I did like the Paige thing. I know some people may not have been a fan of it, like, why don't you just do the freaking match? But I kind of like the Paige thing because it shows that she's the general manager. She's the one that needs to make the matches. And I don't know. I just kind of thought it was funny, The delivery might have been a little off, but I still thought it was interesting. A nice little added element to the story, I guess. Brie Bella apparently getting better at her gimmick. That's pretty cool. Angle got the crowd hotter. Daniel Bryan looked good. Selena Vega, very underwhelming. Well, she's got to get that pop-up. And it did lose some heat to the Miz and Daniel Bryan storyline. Nonetheless, though, before we get into the actual match, this is one of those angles that takes place like during the match while it's happening. 56 C-, Miz and Maurice watch Bryan and Brie compete. Well, maybe not Bryan and Brie. That might have been the mistake here. Mostly just Bryan. And then finally we get into the matchup here. 74 B- rating here, and a decent matchup. Daniel Bryan goes over Andrade Cien Almas in 8 minutes 25 seconds after Andrade was disqualified when The Miz ran in and attacked Daniel Bryan. We also saw a bit of a distraction from The Miz and Maurice at the same time, but at the end of the day, Miz ran in. I believe he hit a skull-crushing finale on Daniel Bryan, and pretty much DQ victory right there. Andrade Cien Almas was apparently really off his game. That's unfortunate because this was kind of a highlight match for him. Andrade, I'm really keen because I hear McMahon's very high up on him. In fact, he's apparently a favorite to win the Royal Rumble, so I'm very interested to watch his growth in this series especially. He's kind of what I was hoping for, that McMahon would take a project from like NXT or something, get invested into him, and really try to push him. Someone like less known. I thought it was going to be Big Cass at first, but of course, he got fired. But now that it's Andrade, I'm curious to see how TEW would take WWE's style of trying to shoehorn a star right away. But yeah, unfortunately he was off his game here tonight. Bryan had an in-ring performance of a 73, Almas with a 56. They still put on a good match, gained some heat for Miz and Bryan back, and then afterwards we get a 58 C- rating here, as afterwards Miz, Maurice, Andrade Almas, and Selena Vega all just beat down on Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella after the match is over. So Andrade getting better at his gimmick. It did lose heat for the Bryan and Miz storyline, but I'm sure they'll gain it back later. Maybe not tonight, but next week for sure. 52 D+ rating here, as Charlotte now cuts a brief promo on Becky Lynch. You can notice Carmella's there, but I didn't hype up Carmella. In fact, Carmella's not even rated in here. I think she briefly mentions Carmella, but she's not even worried about Carmella. This to her is all about Becky Lynch, and she's still very heartbroken over her friend pretty much backstabbing her, and feels that if she wanted the championship, all she really had to do was just ask her, 71 B- rating, as we get a recap of Samoa Joe's beatdown on AJ Styles last week. And then next, 63 solid C rating here, as AJ Styles comes out to the ring. He cuts a brief little promo on Samoa Joe, talking about how he's, not the man that he once knew or something like that, before eventually calling Samoa Joe out. Joe appears on the Titantron, I believe he's in the parking lot, and he goes ahead and makes a call to Wendy, of course, AJ Styles' wife. And I kind of like this segment because I really was like, oh, come on. We already saw Wendy. We know Wendy and Joe aren't doing anything with each other. But the way Samoa Joe was on the phone made it seem like Wendy was, very upset. Like, why are you calling me? And he's like, oh, no need to scream. No need to scream, Joe just kind of playing it off. I really like the way Samoa... Although I don't really like the direction of the storyline, I'm not really a fan of the whole family thing, bringing in Wendy and AJ Styles' family. I just feel like it's kind of forced. I feel like the best way to do the storyline would have been, Joe attack AJ and him talk about how he pretty much... AJ's taken his spotlight pretty much. Like, I know they can't reference TNA, but the way I would have the storyline go is have it pretty much be he was the star and AJ Styles took his fame away when he went to Japan and built the name for himself, and then he made his name here pretty much. And Joe just pretty much saying, like, instead of them being friends, thinking of it like, it should have been me this entire time. One of those kind of things. That's how I would most likely do it. Pretty much a jealous storyline of Joe thinking, it should have been me, not you. Why was it you? Not this, oh, I'm going to call Wendy. Oh, Wendy, stuff like that. 72 B- rating afterwards, as we hype up the WWE Championship match, AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe at Hell in a Cell, alongside Jeff Hardy taking on Randy Orton inside the Hell in a Cell. 71 B- rating, as AJ Styles goes looking for Samoa Joe afterwards, but Joe is gone, he's out of here, and Styles is still pissed. He's getting in his mind. 44 solid D rating, and it is time for our main event, but before we get to the championship matchup, we have to do our championship introductions, courtesy of Greg Hamilton, introducing Carmella and Charlotte Flair here tonight, the challenger and champion. And then finally, it is main event time. WWE Smackdown Women's Championship on the line. Carmella versus Charlotte Flair. It's rematch time. 59 solid C rating here. That was actually a pretty good matchup for Carmella. 59 solid C rating here in a poor match. As soon as I say that. In a poor matchup, Charlotte Flair goes over Carmella in 11 minutes, 23 seconds with the figure 8 leg lock, making her first defense of the SmackDown Women's Championship. Carmella with an in-ring performance of a 40, Charlotte with a 62, and I'd honestly say in real life that this was probably one of Carmella's better matches as well, and it showed in TEW as well, so good stuff all around. No worker improvements, unfortunately, though. And then afterwards, we end off the show with a 62 solid C rating here, as Becky Lynch attacks Charlotte Flair after the match, standing tall pretty much. And I think she was talking crap to her on the mic as well, because I had her rated on entertainment in my notes, but I really don't remember if she said anything. But she is getting better at her gimmick, so that is good, and it gained heat for the Charlotte versus Becky Lynch feud. So all in all, good stuff. We end off the show, and what do we get? I'm going to say probably a B-. Oh, wow! Solid 80B. Hell yeah! Wow! I don't know how we got a solid 80B, but I'll take it. Maybe USA and them won't be mad. I mean, we could check real quick. We'll get an email as soon as this loads up, because we got to get to 205 live. But yeah, let's see if they're mad. Well, apparently Pat Patterson says Primo Cologne can't sell worth a damn. But no notice from USA, no notice from anything. I think that's our first show of the new save where we didn't get dinged or anything. So that was a great show, actually. Good stuff. But that is going to be the end of this video, but not the end of this day, because I still got 205 Live to upload for you guys. So I get sorry for all the uploads, but we got to catch up. We got to catch up fast. So I appreciate all of you guys who actually sit through and watch these videos. You don't have to. It's definitely going to be a hassle, but for those of you guys who do, I appreciate every single one of you. And yeah, I'll see you guys for 205 Live. Have a good one.